Wrestling. And Academy Showcase number 4 is officially underway in Southern California's LA Dojo. Here we go.
Rosser and Haste getting things started off. These two no strangers to each other. The first time that Shane Haste and TMDK captured tag team gold, it was defeating Fred Rosser and Filthy Tom Lawler in a 4-way tag team match back at Windy City Riot. Clearly Shane Haste hasn't forgotten that. He wants no part of Fred Rosser, at least here in the early going.
Yeah, and one of the things I was curious about, Jordan, going into this is who was going to start for each team. Was it going to be the veterans? Was it going to be the rookies? Haste seemed like he was going to start off for his side, but tagged out quickly. Rico in the ring now.
It's all about mind games with Shane Haste. Clearly with Rico too, mouthing off to his trainer.
He does not lack for confidence, but the head trainer, Fred Rosser, with a shoulder tackle, teach him a lesson.
Well, you gotta think there's a...
wait a second.
Well, he said he's the hardest man in wrestling. I mean... What? He says words, not mine. And Fred Rosser is a handful. That is 5-on-2 right there.
That got personal fast.
I mean, listen, think about it. You're Fred Rosser, you're the advanced coach. For the last 2.5 months, you have done everything you can to mold Rico into the best version of himself. And now, in the opening moments of this contest, he disrespects you, he mouths off to you. My God.
We have seen, look at this unloading in the corner.
Listen to this unloading.
We have seen Fred Rosser on other Academy showcases against students he has trained in camp. We've never seen him like this, though. He took great offense to that disrespect from Rico.
Yeah, there's a healthy level of respect between Rosser and Shane, Rosser and Buck Skinner. Hell, he joined us on commentary at one point back in the Academy Showcase.
But the corner.
This is another level, catching the boot. The big clothesline here. Rico may have bitten off a little more than he can chew here tonight.
You know, Rico, he started his career as a luchador under a mask, but he ended up getting rid of the mask because he said, why hide a face like this when it can make you so much money? I think that tells you everything you need to know about how he sees himself.
He is a high school triathlete, football, swimming, and wrestling, but right now he is in very, very deep water against Fred Rosser, the advanced coach, who lands a gnarly backbreaker.
And look where his eyes went. Rosser's eyes into the corner, into the blue corner where Shane Haste is demurring away.
Now tagging in Dante Griffith, his fellow Jersey boy, 2 New Jersey natives. And look at this spark for a second. A little bit of a throwback to former tag team partner Titus O'Neil, I believe. Into the cover, only a 2.
Welcome Dante Griffith to New Japan Pro Wrestling Rings.
Dante Griffith telling us earlier on tonight that he grew up loving New Japan Pro Wrestling. He remembers, oh, hold on, looking for the leg lock here.
Yeah.
Perhaps looking for that excommunicado, but Rico wisely doing everything he can to evade, telling us about how he snuck down to his living room as a young man to watch Wrestle Kingdom 9 against his parents' wishes, how it inspired him to become a wrestler, how it inspired him to wrestle here in New Japan.
He was up all day. They didn't start till 2 a.m. his time, East Coast time. He said his dad got up for work at 6 a.m. and said, what the hell are you doing? Still awake watching TV.
What the hell are you doing, Rico? Very crafty evasion, but getting caught in a leg lock here. Dante Griffith knows he can't win the matchup from outside the ring, knows he can't win the matchup under the ropes, but no doubt trying to soften Rico up for that excommunicado.
This is everything to Dante Griffith and so many of the other wrestlers on this Academy Showcase today. The opportunity to wrestle right here on top of that lion mark in the middle of the logo here for the Academy. It's so special.
Influenced by the likes of Murafuji and Kurt Angle, Bryan Danielson, current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Tetsuya Naito. Dante Griffith wants to reach the, oh come on! I was gonna say wants to reach the level of prestige of some of his heroes, some of his idols right now, but Rico with the flagrant disrespect, raking at the face, doing everything he can to stop that. Maybe thinking pile driver here, but Rico lands on his feet, back body drop. No, thinking sunset flip. Rico maintains a vertical base, but hurts his hand in the process.
Oh, here we go.
Up. Yeah, the kick out. But Dante Griffith's so wise beyond his years, it speaks to the training of the likes of coaches like Fred Rosser. No wasted motion, staying right on.
Hey team, can everyone see me okay?
Yes, sir.
I can see you.
Yep.
Good, yeah, because I can't see you. I told my
top of Ray Rico. Again, going for that excommunicado.
Outstanding grappling. He just doesn't want to get rid of it, give up that leg, and he hasn't been. Ray Rico has not been able to get back up to a vertical base.
They say if you're cocky, you got to be able to back it up, that it's not cockiness if you can back it up, and perhaps that's the case with Ray Rico. He mouthed off to Fred Rosser in the early going, but he has wrestled a very impressive match thus far. A defensive match, but an impressive match all the same.
And is Shane Haste deciding he's going to slide in and take a turn finally in this match? Shane Haste is not a coach at this academy.
No.
He is not a trainer at this academy. He may have a slightly different attitude than the rest of these trainers that we see on this card here today.
Yeah, we spoke to it with Zane J and Bad Dude Tito in the main event of NJPW Academy Showcase 3. There is no sentimentality for Shane Haste in the way there may be for Fred Rosser. If anything, it's the opposite. He wants to teach these guys a lesson, initiate them. But Dante Griffith is not going to go quietly into the night, looking for the excommunicado on Haste now.
Yeah, went back to that leg again, this time on Haste, but Haste with that superior experience.
Oh! Gnarly kick to the neck.
Sort of a PK to almost to the back of the damn head.
And listen, Mark, I'm not saying this isn't an important opportunity for Haste. It always is, especially looking for momentum. Hold on. Again, excommunicado attempted. And Dante Griffith keeps going back to this well, Mark. Do you think this is a wise strategy?
Haste is trying to get to the ropes just like Ray Rico did. I mean, I think that he feels confident.
And he makes it to the ropes. He forces the break.
I think he feels confident if he can lock this, if he can get it, he can win this match, and thus he's going back to a move that he trusts and knows well.
As they say, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oftentimes we talk about, oftentimes we see at these academy showcases the moment getting the better of some of these athletes, feeling overwhelmed by this opportunity. That is not the case here with Griffith. He has waited and worked for and earned this opportunity, and he is taking advantage of every second of it.
He has never known life without wrestling. His earliest memories are watching wrestling on Friday nights and getting beat up by his brothers.
Oh, talk about getting beat up. That's not his brother. That's Shane Haste taking Fred Rosser out for good measure, and another nasty kick to the neck.
We're talking about the lessons that a veteran with somebody like the attitude of Shane Haste wants to teach a newcomer like Dante Griffith, right? There's a gatekeeper role that a guy like Shane Haste sees himself as being in this type of situation. This is my ring, this is my company, this is my industry, and you don't belong here, kid.
Not taking things to the outside. We know we have a 20 count here on the outside. Really zeroing in on the neck of Dante Griffith here.
Yeah, let's see where that's going to lead. I know one thing about Shane Haste. He does not, you know, he's got this sort of cocky, cavalier attitude. It almost makes you think he's just flying by the seat of his pants. Absolutely not. He's calculating all of the time.
Underestimate Shane Haste at your own risk. In comes Ray Rico. We talked about how well or how not well they would potentially work as a tag team due to that lack of experience and familiarity, but working like a well-oiled machine here.
Yeah, I mean, both Rosser and Haste, as we've well noted here, are tag team veterans. They're active in tag teams right now, just not with these partners. And Rosser went out of his way, by the way, to choose Dante Griffith out of this class. This is who he wanted to team with. As he comes in, tries to hype him up.
Yeah,
Come on, kid.
That is very uncharacteristic of Fred Rosser, a very honorable, very respectful competitor. Ray Rico pissed him off in the early going. Shane Haste pissed him off even more with the cheap shot. This is a determined Mr. No Days Off as Rico gets the shoulders down. Kick out from Griffith.
Speaking of Mr. No Days Off, Shane Haste has been taunting Fred
Governor
Rosser.
once again.
Shane Haste has been taunting Fred Rosser, saying maybe probably you should take a day off. You should take this day off. Don't show up to the Academy Showcase. There wasn't a chance that Fred Rosser was going to do that.
No, we will see both Haste and Rosser in action in Washington, D.C. August 30th, exclusively on New Japan World, when New Japan Strong presents Capital Collision. Of course, Haste and Nichols defending the Strong Openweight Tag Team titles against Hechicero and Virus of CMLL. Fred Rosser teaming with Dirty Work Tag Team partner Filthy Tom Lawler. Cover here from Haste. Kick out Griffith in a grudge match against rivals the West Coast Wrecking Crew. So both men looking for some much-wanted momentum heading into DC.
A couple fantastic tag team matches already announced for that card. We'll have a lot more on that card later tonight.
Dante Griffith with a series of chops to Shane Haste. Very loud, seemingly hard chops. They barely had an effect on Haste. If anything, it fired him up. It made him smile.
If he got points for the most
Cover
tags.
from Rico, broken up by Rosser. Again, entering illegally. Very uncharacteristic mark.
And talking about a trash, Rosser is so frustrated. This is unlike him.
Rico
in this setting where he's usually in control. This is his academy.
This is his home. Do you think this was wise of Rico? Did he take Fred Rosser off his game, or did he just piss him off even more? It's a very delicate game you play if you're the certified stunner.
Well, and the best thing that Rico and Haste have been able to do is keep Dante Griffith in the ring and mostly on their side of the ring. He has not been able to tag Rosser. Rosser has not been back in since the start of the match.
Talk about great tag team wrestling. They are cutting the ring off, keeping Griffith in their corner. Rico perhaps calling for the end here off the ropes. Oh, Dante! Dante evades, and it is now or never, Mark. The Exile needs to make that tag.
But he's bleary-eyed. He was reaching for the blue corner. He was reaching for Shane Haste. There he sees it now.
He sees Rosser, but right now, inches feel like miles for Dante Griffith. Can he make it? Rico's looking for Haste.
Both men going for a tag. Rico got there first. Haste is going to come off, and Dante Griffith is trapped once again.
No! Griffith lands on his feet. Griffith ducks. Back suplex on his own. Come on, kid.
He's got to get there now. He's got to get there now. He's got to get this tag.
The LA Dojo willing him on. Fred Rosser is reaching. Can he make it?
There we go. And let's see it. Let's see Rosser and Haste one-on-one. Oh, Rico's getting some too.
I believe we call that a receipt to Rico here.
Fred Rosser is fired up.
A little bit of tough love. And now shades of Windy City Riot again. Both men looking for momentum. Heading into August 30th in Washington, D.C. New Japan Strong Capital Collision. And Rosser in like a house of fire.
Fred Rosser is ready to take on Haste and Rico by his damn self on the apron.
Oh my God! Nasty landing back first. Goes hysterical Shane Haste.
He's a former New Japan Strong Open Weight Champion. He's Fred Rosser, and he's wrestling like a champion here.
And he's taken both of them here, Rico and Shane Haste alike. He has been fuming. He has been boiling on the outside, waiting for this moment, Mark.
Unloaded with the chops, but watch out behind you.
Nasty discus forearm here. Taking Rico outside the ring. Turned his back on Haste for 1 second too long.
That's all it takes with somebody like Haste.
Pops him up and drops him down. Cover. Oh! Two of the absolute best in the world here. Oh, hold on. Looking for the crossface, perhaps? Wearing down at the arm and the shoulder of Haste, trying to soften him up.
Yeah, maybe working his way to that chicken wing STF that he likes to use.
Of course, passed down to him by the legendary Bob Backlund. But Fred Rosser has yet to fully cinch it in here, and Shane Haste is inching towards those ropes. Can he make it, Mark?
Chad Rico, our referee, right in there to make sure everything's happening fair and square.
And he does.
Shane Haste does get there.
Yes. Forcing the break, and you can tell Rosser is frustrated. He thought that was the end. He thought he had Haste there. Do you think there's a part of Rosser that maybe feels embarrassed in the wake of Windy City Riot that Shane Haste took those strong openweight tag team titles that he felt belonged to him?
Of course. I mean, he's active. Rosser and Dirty Tom Lawler, of course, active in the tag team division. That loss has to sting. It's got to be on his mind.
I'll tell you what stings, these flurry of uppercuts from Shane Haste and that big boot from Fred Rosser. Neither man giving an inch here.
Double clothesline, still on their feet.
Still on their feet, but on spaghetti legs. Shane Haste from behind. Falcon arrow variation, but unable to make the cover, at least immediately.
Big impact, and I see out of the corner of my eye, Rico climbing back up on the apron, and Shane Haste sees it too. He's getting out of there.
Oh, and what would it mean for Rico? Not just to get a win in his New Japan debut, but to do so against his coach.
He said opportunity happens to be his best friend, Ray Rico did. Will opportunity be his best friend right now? The disrespect continues.
But it sounds like he himself feels disrespected. He just ultimately wants his coach to respect him.
Well, I don't know that, frankly, that's the right attitude to have at the New Japan Academy in the LA
15 minutes have
Dojo.
passed. 15 minutes.
It certainly isn't exactly traditional.
And Fred Rosser's asking for it here, suckering Ray Rico in, but Ray Rico with a counter of his own, enziguri kick.
He got a nice piece of it. Rosser, oh!
Curb stomp there.
The certified stunner!
Springboard moonsault, hook of the leg. But Rosser kicks
I
out.
thought the hardest man in the land was about to pull off the victory there, and what a victory that would be. Fred Rosser's first loss on a New Japan Academy Showcase show if it had happened.
When we talk about how this is the first time we've seen Rosser this angry, this fired up, I really think as he cinches in the crossface here, there's a part of Ray Rico that did this in a calculated sense. He was trying to, dare I say, he may have taken Fred Rosser off of his game here.
Yes, and now he's got Fred Rosser right in the center of the ring.
Hold on, Rosser might tap. To beat him, to pin him is one thing, but to make the coach tap, that's another thing entirely. Rosser with a handful of hair doing everything he can to escape. Desperate times calling for desperate measures, ducking the kick. And now, a torture rack perhaps. Like a sack of potatoes, Ray Rico goes down, and now it is Rosser looking for the tag to Griffith.
Rosser had it with Ray Rico and just tossed him across the ring. Here comes Griffith back in.
Griffith all sorts of fired up off the ropes, but gets caught by Rico looking to steal it. No.
Here from New Jersey, across country. He's 3,000 miles away from home.
Huge knee strike there from Dante Griffith. Ray Rico wasting precious seconds jaw-jacking with referee Chad Rico, and right now, Mark Warseka, he is paying the price.
Dante Griffith had plenty of time to rest, recoup on the outside, but he's still clearly smarting from all the punishment he took earlier on in the match. Look at him step up.
He calls that the ODM strike. Will it mean 1, 2? No.
Another close near fall.
Again, Dante Griffith busting out so much of his signature offense, so much that over the course of 3.5 years of training, 2 years of wrestling professionally, has gleaned him victories. Tonight, having no luck against Haste or Rico.
A crowd chanting, "This is awesome" here in the LA Dojo.
Excommunicado cinched in once again, center of the ring, right on the lion mark, right on those letters, NJPW Academy.
He kept going for it. We were asking at one point, is it a mistake that he keeps going for it? But now he's got it locked in.
Ray Rico reaching for the ropes, but wisely, Dante Griffith realizes this, drags him back to the center. Oh no, in comes Haste illegally.
Haste just strolls in. Talk about disrespect.
Cool, calm, and collected, but Dante Griffith is defiant, Mark. He will not go down.
How about that fighting spirit? He didn't want to let go. It took 3 shots from Haste.
He has waited his entire damn life for this opportunity. He's not gonna let Haste take it away from him.
St. Haste firing away, but Dante Griffith firing back. How about it, kid?
This is the absolute best phone holder for your car. Your phone clips right into it, and it's
Again, those gnarly uppercuts, a real difference maker for Haste. But perhaps playing a little bit of possum here. Dante Griffith catches him.
What a moment in the young career of Dante Griffith.
Rosser off the ropes with a huge lariat.
Inside out, upside down, and on the outside of the ring goes Shane Haste. And I bet he feels hysterical right now.
And down come the straps. This can only mean one thing. Dante Griffith looking for the ashes of change. But Ray Rico saw it coming. Manages to evade. San Diego driver. His variation of the Tiger Fake kick.
Haste and Rosser are still brawling on the outside.
Stunner cutter! This could be it. Again, back into the crossface center of the ring. Rosser and Haste.
Rosser can't get there. Rosser can't get there to save him.
And no choice. Dante Griffith with no choice but to tap.
What a
ただいまし
start.
19分48秒シーズンレイリフ組の勝利です
What a start to this Academy Showcase. It's Academy Showcase number 4.
Let's call a spade, Mark Lorzeka. Shane Haste and Ray Rico stole this victory. But at the end of the day, in Ray Rico's New Japan debut, the record books will have a big fat W. At the end of the day, heading into August 30th, New Japan Strong Capital Collision on New Japan World, Shane Haste has the momentum against two of CMLL's finest.
Haste and Rico, I'm not taking anything away from what they did and can do in the ring, but Haste and Rico clearly came in with a game plan, and it was to get into the heads of Rosser and Griffith. It was to irritate and agitate them and throw them off their game, and I think ultimately it did pay off. That game plan was the difference maker in this opening tag team match.
Yeah, ironically, against a man who is one half of the tag team dirty work, this was a dirty win for Rico and Haste, but a win is a win, especially with Capital Collision looming, especially here at NJPW Academy Showcase 4.
There's still trash talking going on here on the outside. Well, Ray Rico's holding up the belt like he won it.
He's not Mikey Nichols.
He's not the champ. Well, he's a cocky, confident young wrestler.